Silva, what the heck is this?
Pull up, hop out, you don't wanna step into our house. You know we the gang cause we got clout. Don't step to the crew, you get knocked out. You get this blade, we're death. You get this blade, we're death. You get this blade, we're death. You get this blade, we're death.
Back from the dead and I'm honored to fight like a noble phantasm that haunts you at night. You don't wanna try me, a demigod. I might keep your head on tight when I got the fight. Because back in my day, warriors were brave. All these masters want here's a boring slave. I spearhead this war, you sit back and wait. Throw a javelin, see what archer's afraid. This Celtic warrior is taking shots. Don't get attached, cause I'll break your heart. I'm guaranteed to die, now don't make me start. I'd rather stab myself than let you slay my part. See, I fight to win, you know it's in my nature. When I move too fast for you lads of haters. Use a different shaft to hunt women later. You be screwed with just a tip, ass saber.
Shot through the sky is the angel, let's go on the known new devil with swords for his horns. He shot that up, pop up, smash like the acoustic. My blades in your eyes and you'll see what's in store. The world on my back, there's no bond, I won't break any step that you take. It's a major mistake. Mark a god between his eyes and bring heart to the floor. She'll answer that he'll be a pile of gold. Silence is a shadow when I steal your girl. Make a sword and arrow as I see it twirl. Call me lucky liar as a plot unfurl. Bow to your lord cause you're just an earl. Went from a boy to a hero. Gave up on the parts that is Shiro. Shut up to the villains, it's zero. This is the result of your fate, zero.
Pull up, hop out, you don't wanna step into our house. You know we the gang cause we got clout. Don't step to the crew, you get knocked out. You get this blade, we're death. You get this blade, we're death. You get this blade, we're death. You get this blade, we're death.
Bow to the king of the night, swinging to win it, that will is my pride. Stand in the way, be stepped up in my stride. Don't need no round table to fight you like pie, yeah. Try me once in the future, Pendragon back in the prophetic room. A servant or not, I'm from rock, I'm the ruler. Heroic spirit, not one you should jewel, yeah.
Yeah, it's the king of heroes and they want me to prove it. Barely trying, yet I'm still never losing. Half a god, I'm also half a human. Exponential power, I don't know what to do with it. Measure the skill, yeah, I have it. I'll get in their head till they end up just backing. I'll take any weapon I got in my catalog when I open up the gates into Babylon.
God is victory, shooting winds I provide. Open that I'll stay, to glory I'll guide. My basundere, my boy, my beauty can't hide. It's all a part of me, the power inside.
Yeah, watch me rock curious, tear it up with my chariot and my warriors. Bringing order with Gordius, the will, the skill to kill. I'm just warming up, yeah. So fast when I jump cast, ain't nuts when I act with the phantasm. I'm a king, living with the pride of heart. Just remember the name of Miss Kendall. Pull up, hop out, you don't wanna step into our house. You know we the gang cause we got clout. Don't step to the crew, you get knocked out. You get this blade, we're death. You get this blade, we're death. You get this blade, we're death.
It's a stupid on the mic tonight. French honey that'll make you wanna stay the night. Got a sword that'll be your script tonight. 12 hits and you'll be out, that's right. I'm the last night of the king that is struggle mate. I'll only right for you if you got goals to get fight for my life and the world's gonna know your name. Got a secret that'll walk and shock your brain.
Hey, what's your fade? With the second you going great. Stick 'em up, hit 'em up, she going lonely. She pulling through for the way. I do the same for my riders. Hey. School you on key, no advisor. Hey. You should've jumped in it wiser. Hey. Two on me, now it's goodbye, sir.
Nom, Jean d'Arc, mon ways on dead, je crois leaving my mark. I was called by the Lord, come forth and stand apart. I am a ruler, righteous in my heart, I'm so holy. Scripture by men does not own me. I was called on to act only in humility, honesty, purity, faith, you shall know me.
Get wet, tall bastard with the big blade. All action, it's called passion. You called that, you get instead. What? A rank in the fame's global, the name's known to bring dread. Hydra, I'm full of peace, I'm a priest, I decree, taking name of your head. Yeah!
Pull up, hop out, you don't wanna step into our house. You know we the gang cause we got clout. Don't step to the crew, you get knocked out. You get this blade, we're death. 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 Pull up, hop out, you don't wanna step into our house. You know we the gang cause we got clout. Don't step to the crew, you get knocked out. You get this blade, we're death. You get this blade, we're death. You get this blade, we're death. You get this blade, we're death.
All right, everybody, welcome to the Ravencast. Hopefully everyone is doing well tonight. Tonight we're covering something Super good, great news indeed. Something I've been covering for almost a year now, and that is Nintendo. Nintendo, the lawsuit against Palworld, Nintendo versus Pocket Pair's patent lawsuit finally comes to an end, and they only end up paying $30,000 out of the $60,000 that they asked for, and that is just a lot of let's see. That's not a lot of money because they wanted 60,000, but they spent like millions of dollars on this lawsuit, but they've only ended up paying 30,000 out of all this. So was it really worth it for Nintendo? Is this really a Nintendo W? No, it's not. It is not a Nintendo W at all. In fact, it is a Nintendo L, outright Nintendo L. But before we go ahead and get to it, I'd like to introduce our special guest, someone that hasn't really been on here at all. In fact, this is their first time on. And our special guest tonight is Lilith. Welcome in, Lilith. Introduce yourself to the panel that doesn't know who you are.
Yeah, I'm kind of infamous. People do know me or don't know me. I don't care too much. I was stepping away from being on panels anyway. Yeah, what do you need to know about me? I am a chick with the voice of a man, so I make controversy anyway. Anywhere I fucking show up, so that will be that. I was on Noise Pollution's channel. Check him out. He's a good dude. And I was a co-host on Rhoda's channel. Check him out. GRS anything, I don't know, Rhoda. What the fuck? I forgot his name. Online, whatever. I do have found nice peoples in the YouTube space that are actually friends. I've found many enemies. It's just how life goes. Nothing special about me whatsoever.
The
I'm
Nintendo.
done with my intro.
I know, but fair enough. But that's the thing. Glad to have you on. Glad that you took the invitation because that's the thing. I felt like doing a real life stream, I mean, a overnight stream. I'm like, you know what? Let's cover the Nintendo Power thing and ask people in the call. And you took up on the offer, probably because you said you were in a good mood. Not only that, but you also are ready to get.
No, I do know
topic as
things
well.
about it. I did know how the lawsuit ended, and I did play.
Well,
Many.
we're about to find out right now.
Yeah, let's go ahead.
The Nintendo versus Power.
Sorry. I need to ask. And Nintendo actually only asked for 60K. I mean,
Yeah, that's what
big either.
Torin told me about. It's like they only asked for 60K and only got 30K.
Yeah, that actually, even if they paid 60K, would be still nothing for a company for like Nintendo. I mean, they should have sued their asses for all they got. I was always thinking they were going for the maximum amount, like millions of.
I think they tried, but the problem is a bunch of their other patents got rejected, so they wasn't able to get over 60K because the patents got rejected. Because
Okay,
if they would have had their other patents accepted, then it would have been higher. But since they only won like 1 or 2 patents, then it made them not take as much money because they didn't win that many patents.
Yeah, because they did not have the right to do so. Okay.
They only had the rights for 60K originally. That was originally they asked for in this, and then
they lost
got
big.
30. Yeah,
Nintendo lost big at that one, and
Yeah,
yes,
they
I'm
did.
calling it Nintendo now.
Palworld Lawsuit is finally
make you a bitch. No, sorry.
coming
Go
to an
ahead.
end, with current public records indicating that both sides seem to have finished submitting their evidence and finished submitting their written pleadings. Now, with that, the court has issued a date for the evidentiary hearing, basically the day when both sides will be able to come forward and actually present their evidence to the court and have that litigated and have that tried. And that is going to be on October 1st of this year, with the date scheduled for the court to express its opinion on the matter being November 9th. That means by November 9th, we should have a really, 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 really strong idea of who won the case. And by November 9th, I'm going to have...
So it seems like the final trial hasn't really happened yet, so they still have to go through one.
Of course. That's obvious.
But there is a rumor that they pay 30K, so
hear that too. I was
Less things to
actually
talk
playing
about on this
Warframe all the time.
channel.
I still know it.
So with that, please do subscribe to Runga Extra and
But
Runga.
it seems like Nintendo's not. So it seems like Nintendo is not accepting the 30K. They're like, oh, we're not just going to get 30K. We need more. So it seems like Nintendo's not that cheap as we thought. Because it's like 30K is literally nothing. Like you got literally nothing out of this. You're literally going to spend millions of dollars. And apparently they want to get more because they're continuing it till November 9th.
Story time. I'll do a more complete plug at the end. But essentially, what this means is that the court case is wrapping up. Both sides have gathered their evidence. They've gathered all the things they need to say, all their proof, all the stuff that they have to prove their case. And now it's just down for them to actually present that and have the court weigh in on who they think is right. Now, one of the interesting things with this is that Nintendo has and the Pokemon Company have since narrowed the scope of what they are trying to claim. For the longest time.
Yeah.
I always thought that Nintendo made a big mistake in the first place, taking patents over stupid things like throwing a ball, catching a creature in the first place, because there were games that did that before. Ever heard about Dragon Quest? I mean, seriously, what the fuck they even doing? They are patenting normal game mechanics and calling them their own and then trying to sue people over it. I mean, how can a Japanese company get that American? It's funny to me looking
Yeah,
at
also,
it.
real question in chat here is Sonic anime? Depends who you ask. Me, not really. It's more like a video game, and it doesn't really like. Yeah, it's like a cartoon. Like it has similar aspects to anime, but to call it full on like anime, it's like it doesn't. Like it's hard to explain it because it has its similarities, but also has its differences. So it really just depends on who you ask and who and what the difference is. Basically, you know, how big of a difference it is to you. Based on
Yeah,
like,
I'm sadly never was a Sega gal. We were a Nintendo family, then we enhanced with the PlayStation and even got the Xbox, but we actually never played the Sega. So
yeah, I was
would
a
be
Nintendo. I grew up from Nintendo as well. But funny is, like once I became in my 20s, I've been really critical of Nintendo, and I kind of flipped sides growing up.
I was actually also early turn on Nintendo. I turned on Nintendo even before I turned on PlayStation. I mean, PC Master Race all the way.
Same here. But I had my first console was the Wii.
I didn't even buy it. One of my best friend bought it day one. So did my little
Let's
sister
get
and my
into.
mother. Go ahead, of course. Sorry.
They were trying to claim
You're good.
that all their damages against all versions of Palworld. But in November of last year, they narrowed the scope of that claim to only be the previous versions of Palworld prior to Pocket Pair making the changes that they made that removed the mechanics in question. The mechanic like this one right here, where you can glide but using a PAL instead, or where when you threw a sphere, the PAL would come out at the end of it.
That kind of is Breath of the Wild glider mechanics, but that's the thing that I was talking about before. You think that having a game mechanic, you can call it your own. You think you are the first one that made a glider. I don't have an example, but I'm sure
Like,
that there are at
Nintendo's
least
definitely
8
not
games.
the first one to make
Yeah.
a slider jump around. It's like Nintendo. I feel like Nintendo's suing for stupid stuff because it's like you're not the first ones to make it either. So why are you patenting it? Pocket Pair for making something you've stole from other people yourself. Like it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, the main thing is that they try to patent game mechanics instead of actual creative IP.
Hello, the Super Saiyan Sonic is borderline anime. Yeah, see that part is a similarity, but it doesn't mean everything about Sonic is anime. Like it doesn't mean they're all like similar. It's like yeah, they have similarities, they have some similar transformations like that, but it doesn't mean that the full. Not only that, but isn't that like all like a fan parody, the Super Saiyan Sonic? It's not even canon.
They narrowed it to only encompass those ones. So the earliest versions of Palworld prior to them changing those mechanics. What this means is that the amount of damages that they can claim are much less, with some reports that I'm reading, like right here, a Games Trade report indicating that would only amount to roughly $30,000 US in damage.
Okay, so that's where the number came from. So it's just
Only
a prediction that they're
30,000?
getting. That's
I
basically
was
the
hearing
prediction.
35,000, but yeah, then again, the internet is unpredictable and not always truthful.
Well, the final trial, like you said, is supposedly November 9th. So that's when the final decision will come. So at the end of the day, it's like we can predict all we want, but the final decision will come whenever the final trial comes.
I need to say something. This guy has nice hairs. He has baby Ragnar Lothbrok hairs.
It looks like he just showered too.
Yeah, but I do like his hairstyle. My husband has it too.
Golden Sonic and Frontiers, but yeah, I don't know if it's canon or not. I don't think it is. I mean, I could be wrong because I don't know too much about it, but from far as I know, I've never seen it as canon. But
Yeah, I wouldn't know about that one.
I
Go
can
ahead.
research it off stream, and then I can, whenever we talk about Sonic again, I can correct myself whether if it's canon.
As I
Actually, I
said-
can look it up real quick.
Yeah, as I said,
Is
I was
Golden
never a Sega
Sonic-
girl. I don't know shit about Sonic. I need to admit that. We were do you know the feud between Nintendo and Sega? Yeah, we were on the side of Nintendo. It was weird. We didn't like the Sega kids in my generation. They were like the rare ones, and we mocked them. Are you playing with a controller with only 3 buttons? Yeah, look at my controller. Especially when the SNES, the Super Nintendo came out. I mean, try playing fucking Mortal Kombat 1 on Sega.
Try to look and see if it's. Apparently, let's see. Apparently it is canon from what it's saying, but it's not like directly. It just says it's important to the story, but doesn't answer if it's canon or not. So I have to do more research, but I'm going to continue with this.
Now this will also be in Japanese yen, but the equivalent of $30,000 US in damages, far less than Nintendo likely has spent on this lawsuit.
Definitely far less.
No, not far likely.
If it does end up being only 30,000, that is a huge blow because it's like you spent way more, like almost like $1 million. I think they spent like a number of millions on this lawsuit, and yet you're going to waste all of that for 30,000.
Yeah. It is like virtue signaling or something.
That's like sacrificing your. That's like sacrificing your mansion for a 1-bedroom apartment, even though you have a 5-person family.
Yeah, that is a good comparison. I agree.
That's a great comparison. You have a 5-person family, and the family decides to sacrifice everything for a 1-bedroom apartment.
Damn. Yeah, that is spot on.
Essentially a drop in the bucket for either side of the party. That's not enough money to really damage Pocket Pair at this point.
No, they're just going to make it back easy.
That's not really enough money to make Nintendo happy, not even enough to recoup their likely costs. I don't know their exact costs, but what they are no doubt spending on the litigating of this lawsuit. So it's ultimately not really a loss for Palworld and a win for Pocket, or not really a loss for Nintendo, or not really a loss for Pocket Pair, and not really a win for Nintendo, even if they do win.
We know
now,
what you're trying to say.
That is an
Yeah, it's basically not a win, like what he's trying to say without sounding autistic, no offense, but what he's trying to say is Nintendo, it's not a win for Nintendo, but it's not a huge loss for Pocket Pair, meaning Nintendo wasted their fucking time on this. They wasted their time. You wasted your time, and at the most they're going to get, is 60,000 from the research I've done offline.
Yeah, with this chump change, I mean, I as a peasant, when I look at a fucking sum like 30K or 60K, I'm thinking about, yeah, that's money that is actually big that I can use. Yeah, look at it from the corporate lens. That is fucking nothing That is like someone gives you a cent and say, "Yeah, you buy your meals now." It is that bad. Like they fucked up really.
Yeah.
Even if they do win, best case scenario for Nintendo, they can reclaim $30,000 in damages. They have been using law firms that are no doubt over the course of what would have been more than 2 years, because they filed this lawsuit in 2024, September of 2024. What would have been over the course of 2 years, a lot more money spent on the lawyers to fight this case for them. And that is if they win. They also still have to overcome all of the defenses that Pocket Pair has.
Oh, you're having background noise a little bit.
Oh, I'm sorry. I did not mean to interrupt.
Oh, you're
It's
good.
just
Just
he
mute
was
it.
telling the truth just right out.
Oh yeah, he was. Yeah,
Even the lawyer costs would be more than what they got.
Exactly, because the laurel cost is expensive. The cost to file a lot. Like all these costs are just way too expensive and not worth the 30,000 that they're going to end up getting. At most, they're going to get is 60,000. So even the 60,000 is not enough to cover all of that
not
cost.
even get close. They spent at least $3 million on this shit. At least.
Definitely,
I'm
at least
really
like
bad.
3
I'm a really
if not at the least, the very very least, it's $1 million. It's definitely over $1 million. That's just a fact. It's definitely
okay.
over $1
Okay.
million.
Oh, we can lock in on $1 million. I'm very much agreeable with that one. I would even
It's 3
say
million. It's
that
like
is-
like it's likely, but that's just a stretch. It's like it's definitely over $1 million. That's like a safe number we could say, but it's like it's not, because you got to think too. It's like it just depends like how much all of it really does cost. But however, they have lost like separate different lawsuits and separate different patents. So at the end of the day, it's like it could be up there because if you add in the other patents.
Yeah. I'm coming
They lost
back to what I
patent for
said
the
before.
caching and all that. Like they lost the patent for the PAL spheres too, because they tried to say
Yeah,
the
of
PAL
course
spheres.
they will lose, because as I said before, Nintendo is really stupid trying to claim game mechanics as owned. That is the most stupid thing you could ever do as a gaming company. You claim you invented certain things when you stole them in the first place. At times, not
defend-
every time. Yeah, go ahead, play the video.
All right, my bad.
That they weren't ever in violation of the patents, even as the way the patents were written. The defense that those patents were invalid and should have never been granted in the first place, and the fact that the kind of court system and the patent system in both Japan and the United States, even though the United States doesn't really have a hand in this because it is a Japanese lawsuit, but the fact that even the patent offices in Japan and the United States have both started denying Nintendo the patents that they're requesting and looking at them with a little bit more scrutiny to begin with, which could potentially flavor the opinions of the judge trying this case if even the patent offices are saying, no, Nintendo, you're being crazy for this. One of the last ones that Japan denied seemed to have a little bit of a snarky response from the person that denied it, which really seems to indicate that Nintendo is starting to get on the nerves of the actual authorities that
they're getting on the nerves of the patent office because they keep on submitting false patent after false patent, and they're just wasting their fucking time because look, this is not stealing. They took your idea and made it original. That's not stealing. That's not copyright.
It is fair use, as it is called.
It is fair use because it's like that's the thing. Imagine it's like you have like you do a baseball game, right? But like you do like a baseball game vlog in the fucking desert, and I decided to do a baseball game, but I do it in the Arctic. Is that truly stealing a video idea?
Yeah, there is where the minds divide and try to start, but I would say nope, and you would say nope. Everyone with half a brain would say nope.
Yeah, because it's like, even though I took your idea, now if I would have went to a desert, then you would have an argument. But I went to the Arctic. I just took inspiration from your idea. I was like, you know what? Let's try something else with it. Let's do it in the Arctic instead.
Yeah.
That's basically what Palworld did. It's like with the PAL spheres, to do with PAL spheres, but like you catch PALs. You're not catching Pokemon. You're catching PALs and catching different other creatures, and it has similar features, but also has different features at the same time. So you can't really argue it.
Yeah, there we are coming back to the main issue here, that Nintendo actually claims that the basic mechanical thing in the game is something to be sued about. It's throwing a ball, catching someone, and having them as your pet. You can call them Pokemon, can call them pals, but they say you stole it. And we patented it, and now no one can ever make a game that throws a ball, makes a creature your pet anymore, because we invented it, which by the way they didn't, but stole it themselves. And patenting fucking things that are game mechanics is the most stupid thing I ever saw in my lifetime.
Yes, it is.
It really is. I'm sorry, I ranted a bit. Go
No,
ahead.
you're good. But that's the thing is it is just stupid, and that's the thing. That's why the patent office is just getting mad because they're tired of receiving these false patents, and they're tired of telling Nintendo for the fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth time, hey, this is not just because they have similar gaming mechanics doesn't mean they stole them.
Yeah, it is the
Regulate
same
these
with stories. Actually,
these
that's a funny thing. I'm sorry, I'm ranting
No,
again,
you're
but it's the
good.
same with sagas and stories. They were told freely between people for thousands of years, and people would, after they heard them, at times adapt them, and no one held anyone accountable whatsoever. They were just stories, free to trade. And then suddenly there came the word IP. Now I own it, which I think very funny, being born in Europe, because, for example, Disney, they stole like what, Snow White, Cinderella, The Little Mermaid, many of the flagship IPs, and I hate the word IP. They stole from Europe in the first place. And then they said, yeah, it's now ours, and if you make a movie, we will sue you. I never understood this concept at all. Since I have Viking blood, we just tell sagas, and they are free to tell. And they made it into a money machine, and that's where it comes to. End of the day is always the fucking money. Sorry for my rant. Go ahead.
these laws and these legal systems that Nintendo is trying to abuse. So they best case scenario, they get their $30,000 back. But even then, it's not looking like they're going to win. But even if they win, all they can claim is damages from old versions of Palworld, which is one of the reasons why Pocket Pair made those changes. I've been positing this entire time, and I've been getting a lot of
I
people.
feel like it's not fair to get money from them when they've already made the changes. If they already made the changes you wanted, why are you getting money for damages that are not even there? It's like,
Yeah, I
how's
heard
it
about
even
that
there
too.
if how's it even there if you got your money for it? Like that's the thing. They changed the patents. They're not stealing your shit anymore. So why are you still asking for damages? See, this is why you don't even bend the knee not once, because even when you bend the knee, they'll still try to get money for old patents that you already changed.
Yeah, that's the sad thing. It always is about the monies, and that's why they are so nasty about it, because they know they are doing wrong, but they think that they are powerful enough to get
To
even more
silence it.
money. Yeah, that's the issue with power and the greed for money. If you have the power to get more money, why wouldn't you do it? It's actually a basic human soul issue, and Nintendo is such a nice example of that. If you think about it. Now, no, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think that I am, because they don't have a bad time. They have big sales on the Switch too. They have much monies, but they are petty. They want even more monies, and they use their
I mean,
power
you're not wrong
and
because
their
that's the
global
thing.
status to get it.
Well, there's an example of it too. Like, have you heard of the controversy where they were selling like Wii controllers that they knew they were damaged?
Yeah, I know that. I mean, come on.
Well,
Are you
yeah, you were
fucking
there
kidding
at the
me?
stream when we covered it. Yeah, they literally were selling controllers that they knew that they were damaged, but sold it for like $80 and ended up
Yeah,
losing
yeah.
46 million. Which 46 million that
Yeah,
wasn't
I
that.
know, I know. It's like the light bulb all over. The light bulb, and when I was a kid, it was sold, and it will break. So you buy more, else you could not. They made an
Yeah,
inferior
exactly. That's what they
product.
were doing.
Yeah, and they do that with the controllers. I mean, I have a sister, a mother, and an aunt that are still Nintendo gals. They're complaining all the time about sidetracking, the sticks just going up to the fucking ass. They spend more money on their controllers than they spend on the console and the games altogether. It's simple as that. And they made it, of course, on purpose. Everyone sees it that has half a brain. What do I need to say here? I saw this happening in real life.
Yeah, I know you did. You have like you know because you grew up with Nintendo, so you saw like all their whole like progress and stuff like that. But with
Yeah,
this
the funny
lawsuit,
thing is, sorry, go ahead. I don't want
but with this lawsuit, it's like the knowingly false filing false patents, and they're just trying to get Palworld taken down because they don't like that Palworld's more popular than Pokemon, and that's just the that's just the most obvious thing about the whole lawsuit. It's like they're purposely doing it just so Pocket Pair could go out of business. But the problem is it's backfired on them because they're not winning all the patents that they need to bankrupt Pocket Pair.
Yeah, they tried and they failed. What I was trying to say before I almost cut you off is, back in the day, when I thinking about the NES, like the Nintendo Entertainment System and the SNES, the Super Nintendo Entertainment System, those controllers were fucking golden. Like they were kind of indestructible. Like I was throwing them at the wall as a kid, and they did not break most of the time, and when they did, I was able to repair them. um Things changed. Things changed very much. I want to really put a very big red exclamation mark on the fucking controllers sold, especially for the Switch and the Switch 2, because they are made to break before they are a year old, and they are expensive as fuck. You said it yourself, $80 for fucking one of those controllers, and they make them to break on purpose. I mean, how greedy and fucked up in the head can you get?
Exactly.
That's why I call Nintendo Pimp Tendo, because it wants you to make you your bitch, and you will
And not
pay.
only that, but it takes advantage of the circumstances of their consumers because they know a lot. It's a lot of parents buying stuff for their kids, and a lot of parents are not going to realize, hey, it's Nintendo doing it on purpose. A lot of old boomers and parents are thinking that's the kids breaking the controllers, so their dumbass keeps on buying more and more controllers for the kids.
Yeah, that's very true. You brought up a very valid point that is very interesting. Nintendo was always a brand that is aimed at kids. I mean, back in the day when the Wii came out, it took some time that it even adapted some adult games. Nintendo never had brutal and adult games, more or less. I mean, there will be exceptions, but they always were like a kid brand. They were always selling to the elementary school, middle school, early high school kids. That's their margin. So they will make games for them, and they will be non-violent, no sexual content, blah 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 whatsoever. But yeah, that's the trap. So parents, as you well said, would of course, of all the consoles, of all the digital media that is to play, if they are conscious parents, they would think to themselves, yeah, I buy my kid Nintendo stuff because that is made for kids. That's not nasty like other things
All right,
is.
let's continue.
Yeah, please continue.
On my
I didn't
comments. making assertions that the reason Pocket Pair changed those mechanics was because they realized they were in the wrong. A lot of the Nintendo stands, especially, trying to say that Pocket Pair changed those mechanics. The one that allowed you to throw a sphere and have your PAL come out the end of it, the one that allowed you to glide using a PAL, that they changed those mechanics because they realized they were in the wrong. I've been asserting, and many other people have been asserting, and actual legal professionals have been asserting. I'm not a legal professional, but actual legal professionals have been asserting.
Well, no, they changed it because that was super identical to the Pokemon sphere because the Pokemon could do the same thing. So they knew they were fucked in that. So they changed it because they know that they can't defend that. But however, the mechanics that they were similarly used but have different things, like if yours is 100% copying theirs, then that's when you lose. But if you have if you put it 50-50, take half of their idea but make it original, like the whole desert thing I used earlier, the example I used where I took Lilith's idea of standing in the desert instead of I played baseball in the Arctic. Like that's a different idea. But however, using the same exact mechanics and not making a change, that's where Nintendo can have the advantage over in the court of law.
Yeah, but it doesn't make sense to me since throwing a ball and capturing a creature being your pet, they did not invent it in the first place.
Oh no,
They
that
just
part they're in
patented
the
it.
wrong on. Like that part's like they should not have changed the maintenance on because like they're not. Pokemon's not the first one to throw a ball and fucking capture a monster.
Yeah,
Like a
but
bunch
they
of them did that.
patent it and they sue people for it, and I need to
I
admit
feel
that.
like features like that, as long as you're not like directly stealing the game itself, like if you just add a feature like that, should not be patented for copyright, especially if the company patenting it didn't even invent it in the first place. Now, if they invented it, then that's one thing. But if they didn't invent it, then why the fuck are they even patenting it? It's
Yeah,
suing people for
we are
it.
going full circle again. You cannot patent game mechanics, you piece of shit. How stupid are you? I mean, seriously.
I didn't say that.
No, I say that. If you are patenting fucking game mechanics, you are an idiot.
Oh yeah, Nintendo, yeah.
I mean, imagine Call of Duty would patent. Yeah, I'm a first-person shooter, and now no one can play a first-person shooter because we invented it, which of course would not be true. But you get the twist. It would be super stupid, and Nintendo actually is that stupid. They
They are that fucking retarded. They're just that fucking stupid, dumb, retarded.
Yeah,
That in
I feel
reality, the
like that. Go ahead, go ahead.
reason
I'm
might be
sorry.
partially to defend themselves against damages if they lose the lawsuit, but in large part just so that Nintendo can't come out and be like, listen, we are litigating this lawsuit. The core of this lawsuit is whether or not they are infringing upon patents that would end up damaging us. If you allow them to continue to publish this game, then we will continue to accrue damages. So put an injunction against them and basically tell them they are no longer allowed to publish that game. But if they remove those mechanics to begin with, just in case, Nintendo can't really do that. That was the main thing that I was asserting, what a lot of people were asserting, but it also does protect them here because it means that even if they win the case, the only damages that would have been received are from those earliest versions of Palworld that were infringing upon the patents, whether they're valid or not.
And even though I don't agree that they should even be paying for those damages since they made changes, that's not even a big W for Nintendo because, like you said, it's only like going to be like 30,000 to 60,000 at most. And it's like, is that really worth it when you spent like millions and millions of dollars on this fucking lawsuit? It's not really worth it at the end of the day.
It's just a flex. It's just trying to be seen as strong and as a global gaming space. Just attacking a small competitor is actually, in my mind, very petty and does the opposite effect of what they tried to achieve. I mean, they did not really steal shit from you. They just made a game. And I admit, when Palworld came out, I had friends that buy it and they would say, oh, it's like Pokemon, but like kind of a shooter. And that really pissed them off. because everyone that knows their salt knows that Pokemon is the flagship of the Nintendo company, bringing in the most money. So they got scared that money would be stolen. And that's why they invested so much into this to make it go away, which doesn't make any sense in the first place from a thinking mind. But if you only thinking about money and greed, are you still a thinking mind? I don't think so, because they denied the reality of things very easily, like it's nothing. Just seeing that, oh, I will lose money, I will lose money. Actually, the funny thing is, you would have not lost any monies if you not were going into this lawsuit. Now you lost monies because you put in millions and got out fucking a measly 30K. Now you lost money, and it's
I
well
mean, now they
deserved.
lost serious money. It's like, is it really worth it at the end of the day?
Now, seriously, I don't understand the whole issue in the first place. You cannot put a patent at fucking game mechanics. Are you fucking retarded? Well, they proved that they are. Here we are.
Now, with this as well, they have to overcome all of this, yes, to win. But one of the unfortunate things in previous research that I've done, and where I've seen several other Japanese attorneys talk about, and attorneys that are familiar with the Japanese law talk about, is that it would also be hard for Pocket Pair to recover any amount of actual damages. Because in this case, Pocket Pair, I think we're all in agreement, especially if you're on this channel, you're probably in agreement that Pocket Pair is the one that has suffered the most damages of this. Nintendo is the one that is filing and fighting a what seems to be frivolous lawsuit with the goal of shutting down competition and basically establishing a monopoly over a genre of games.
Yeah, but they
Just say that.
failed, and Pocket Pair only paying 30 to 60K. That's not really big damage for them either. That is chump change. So you're kind of wrong on that.
You need to understand that
Well, I
the
understand
company
this
of
really well. I've been
Palworld
covering
is
this for a whole year.
yeah, but you need to understand that Palworld is not Nintendo. They don't have that much money. So yeah, of course,
They still have
30K
enough.
is
Like, yeah, they don't have as
yeah,
much as
30K
Nintendo.
30K is really good. 60K would also be good, but imagine that they actually gone through and won, and then suddenly they will claim millions. Yeah, then they would be fucked.
Oh no, they would be fucked then,
So yeah,
100%. Yeah.
yeah. We got lucky with justice for once, because the justice here is very simple. They did nothing wrong. Nintendo just got upset. They were so greedy that they tried to attack a fucking small creator that just used a game mechanic that they stole themselves, and said, "Oh, we patented that. We did have a patent on that. So we're gonna fuck your ass." I mean, seriously, it's not only pimp Tendo, it's just gross Tendo.
Hey,
Like,
keep
what
talking
the
for a
fuck?
second. I want to make food for just a second, but you can keep yapping away for the panel if you want.
Oh, I can do that. I mean, I'm seriously very depressed and very disappointed at fucking Nintendo. As I said, I was growing up with that shit. I really enjoyed playing the old systems. For example, the first summer shop I ever had, I was buying the N64 so I can play Ocarina of Time. I was really liking Nintendo, but I mean, look at it now. It is gross. And I would not say that the Japanese people are at fault, because most of the time nowadays, the only good games you get out of the Eastern space anyway. Like, let's be real. I mean, we know who took over all of our spaces and all of our stories and all of our fucking entertainment, rewriting and breaking it to something that is unrecognizable. But yeah, when it comes to Nintendo, they are really, really protective of their Pokemon. Most people don't know that, but it is not Mario or Mario Kart or Mario Party or um, even Zelda Breath of the Wild or Zelda. What's the new one? I don't remember. Um, those games they sell well, but the moneymaker for Nintendo above everything else is still Pokemon. So they kind of panicked because there was just an indie studio, so to speak, trying just making their game, and they used some certain mechanics that they, for some reason that makes no sense at all, patent. You cannot patent fucking game mechanics, you piece of
All
shit.
right, I am
But they
back
did.
now.
Okay, yeah, you can take
Let's
over, of
continue.
course. You is the host. I was just
Whereas
ranting.
No, you're good. You're good. In fact, I do
Yeah, I'm
appreciate it.
good for filling dead air. That's what I'm good for.
Pocket
Mhm.
Pair seems to be the innocent bystander that's having lawfare used against them. So they're the ones suffering the
And
damage.
not just that, but you're also good at like giving your own perspective on things too.
Yeah, I will always be honest
Just,
because I
but
don't care.
fortunately, because of the Japanese legal system, they can't really countersue for those damages necessarily, or at least for the legal fees from those damages. Query whether or not they would be able to countersue for damages related to reputational damages or production damages or release dates and all the other effects that this lawsuit has had on them and their ability to continue to create the game and release the game and advertise the game and all that. Not 100% on that. That might be something I end up asking Kirk Sigmund about. I'll probably try to get Kirk on another video when this lawsuit's closer to an end. So especially once the court has started to express its opinions and give its final answers on this, that way he can explain a little bit better than me, but a lot better than me, to be honest, a lot better than me, what might be going on and what the court is specifically saying, depending on what the results ends up being, especially if the court for some reason sides with Nintendo. He'd probably be able to better explain why they might side with Nintendo. But ultimately, I think this is just another black mark in Nintendo's book, and I would not be surprised at all, and I think most people would not be surprised at all if they end up seeing a complete change in leadership at Nintendo. Nintendo has been really hurting themselves with the lawsuits that they are actively filing over the last several years, to the point of, I did another video on this earlier this year.
The leadership's not going to change, and even if their leadership changes, there's always going to be someone else that is just as corrupt that comes in. You ain't going to get some goody tissues that are not going to not file lawsuits over stupid patents. You're just not going to get that.
Yeah. Yeah,
Here.
that's why
But to
it
the-
was true that they wasting money on lawsuits.
Not only that, but they're not going to get change in leadership. You think people in Nintendo could be like, yeah, this is no, like it's not. They're a multi-billion-dollar company. These, even though they're just throwing money on fire, it's not hurting. These lawsuits are not hurting them that bad. That's why they keep doing them. But once they are losing millions and millions of dollars in these lawsuits, and it gets to billions, then they will actually back down and fucking
Yeah.
the shit. But until then,
When
ain't
the
gonna
money
change.
hurts.
They ain't changing leadership anytime soon. Which I hope they do. Like, I'm not sitting there rooting for them, but it's just, you gotta be logical here.
Yeah, of course. I mean, most people don't understand in the N64 era, Nintendo almost went bankrupt. So maybe this company is just scared all the time. I don't know. I don't know, but I feel like this. That they are just having like kind of a PTSD kind of situation going on here. I really don't know, but what I can say is they got too greedy for their own britches. Hmm.
They did for sure. They got way too greedy, and they are now suffering over it. Yeah, they're getting like 30K at least, 60K at most, but is that really worth it? No, it's not.
No, it's not.
Point where they actually announced a $40 million litigation loss last year. In the year of 2025, they lost $40 million worth, $40 million
Yeah,
worth
40
of
million.
value
What is
just
30K?
in
No,
litigation.
it's actually 46 million was the exact number. If it's talking
Oh, okay, yeah. And then what does the 30K do exactly? I mean, seriously.
nothing really.
Litigation costs. And while that might be a drop in the bucket to Nintendo, it's not something their shareholders and their board wants to see. It's not something the people that are investors and the people that have a stake in Nintendo want to see, is Nintendo fighting frivolous lawsuits and then losing money from it. It might be something that they're okay with if they win. They might be able to see the strategy in it of, yeah, they're fighting these frivolous lawsuits and they're wasting a lot more money than they're gaining in damages on these lawsuits, but they are stifling competition, which might be a smart business tactic, even though it's shady and immoral as hell. But if they're losing and wasting this money, that is not something that the shareholders and the people that are invested in Nintendo, the people that are actually going to be making money off of Nintendo.
Yeah, but what are they really going to do about it? They're not going to really do anything effective.
No, it is true.
If anything, these lawsuits give the investors a advantage, because if Nintendo goes bankrupt, these investors can buy out Nintendo completely. So him saying that these investors don't want to see it, it's actually the opposite. They want to see it so they can buy out Nintendo, basically make Nintendo like Ubisoft.
Okay, there's truth to that. That's a very interesting angle.
Because that's what's been happening with Sony, Ubisoft. They're going so broke and pissing off their audience so bad to the point where they're losing millions of dollars. But you want to know why they're still going to be around in 10 years? Because investment companies, investment firms are bailing them out. Tencent has bailed out Ubisoft.
I know
Ubisoft, and that's why Ubisoft is never going to go anywhere, because they got Tencent that has limited amounts of money, that can literally unlimited amounts of money, that can throw money at literally anything, even at garbage, and they're basically lifting Ubisoft into a flow. They're still like Ubisoft was a sinking ship, but then Tencent came and saved them up. Yeah, what's up?
You really think that I'm not aware of Tencent buying up all of those shares?
No, I am, but I'm explaining to the audience.
I'm
explaining to multiple.
That
we are
makes sense.
Live. Like
most people that play League of Legends don't know that it is majority Tencent owned. The Chinese, they are actually buying many games. Like it is actually scary if you think about it.
But the reason I bring up the whole Tencent Ubisoft thing to context to the stream is
Ubisoft.
Yeah, okay, but you know what I'm talking about. Ubisoft, whatever you want to call it, same thing. Anyways, the reason why I bring up the Ubisoft thing, Tencent buying out Ubisoft, is because that's what's going to, like, if Nintendo goes bankrupt with these lawsuits, that's what's going to happen. It's like either Tencent themselves or a company like Tencent that can afford the money is just going to buy out Nintendo, and Nintendo's going to be able to get money to keep going with these lawsuits for the rest of their lives, because these investment firms are funding the lawsuits because they're going to get more.
That's very true. And that is a very scary prospect to be had.
That is a scary prospect, and that's why I gotta correct Rumka here a little bit, and that's the thing. Even if Nintendo goes rock bottom, the investment firms actually want to see it, because then they will be in full control of Nintendo. That's how they got full control over Ubisoft. That's how they got full control over King's Eye. That's how they got these investment firms get full control over all these different companies. It's because they want
it's a bit more complicated, but
it's a bit more complicated. But the simple gist is these companies, these investment firm companies, are benefiting by these companies going bankrupt, because they can take over and take over the funds and all. And that's the thing. Whenever they sue, these investment firms are going to get the lawsuit funds from not even the company. So it's like, the investment firms will be fully in control, and they got limited money to burn, so it's not really hurting them if they lose a few shots. As long as they win big, that's all that matters to them.
Yeah.
Nintendo making money.
All right, let's go ahead and finish this video.
Of course. I'm sorry.
Want to see. So I would not be surprised if, November 9th, if after November 9th, all of a sudden there's a complete shakeup of leadership at Nintendo because of this. But ultimately, good news, guys. We know when the lawsuit is going to at least be close to coming to an end. Bad news for me. That's the majority of what my channel is based around at this point. That was not the intention of this channel to become a Palworld News channel, but that is the most of what this channel is based around at this point. So I'm going to need to find other things to start talking about. With that, if you want to leave comments.
All right, so that's the first video. There's a second video that he did make, but before I do that, my food just got ready in the microwave. I'm gonna go get it out of the microwave. Go ahead and give your final thoughts to the audience
Well, I can do that.
on the first video, because then we got part two, basically
Yeah,
Nintendo
I did
published
not see the
amendments
part
for
two. How
themselves.
could I fucking do anything about the fucking part two? Uh, well, my thoughts are the same that I explained before. Nintendo always made this issue to themselves, patenting fucking game mechanics, and they are just too greedy. I mean, I'm not calling it Pimtendo um, for no reason. They actually did make the global price for games, or tried to push the global price for games at $100. Are you even in reality anymore? You greedy fucks. That is so retarded. I mean, the Switch 2 is an abomination in my opinion. There were no good games whatsoever when it came out. They were like mediocre at best. But the price you would pay would be tremendous. The price for this console was tremendous. The price for the fucking controllers is tremendous. Oh, for some reason they will break. I need to buy a new one. Oh, that was totally on accident. All I said before, I just can't repeat here. Nintendo to me is Pimptendo now because it tries to make you its bitch. That's not the only reason, but one of the reasons that I don't like console gremlins too much. People who defend the practices of consoles like the PlayStation or the Xbox or in this case the Nintendo. You just all needs to go to PC and be PC master race and make those companies that try to fuck you in the ass with a barbed wire dildo just go away with the simple fact that you just don't give them monies because all they want is your monies and they will push and push harder every fucking year. They will fucking leave you broken. It is so stupid. I mean, remember it. When you were a kid, did you make microtransactions playing God of War for a skin or something? Nah, you did not. But when you okay, well, a bit of a bad example, but let's go for Assassin's Creed. The UBI soft French company. I fucking hate those fucking fraudy fucks. Okay, they made actually a good game. We all enjoyed Assassin's Creed and the subsequent like franchise, but then they did something that is really bad. They asked you for microtransactions in a fucking single player game, like a bitch. Like they got too greedy. And also they did fuck with people and their heritage and shit like that. That's a different story for another day, but what the even fuck was going on there? I mean, everyone got so fucking greedy. Everything that's going on in your life that you don't like, everything that you think is wrong, is very easily put down to the single fact that people are fucking greedy. They want the monies. You maybe you are a good person that just wants to live in peace. Yeah, guess what? Go fuck yourself. How would you even purchase land? How would you even do that? Since land is owned, and end of the day there will be violence. It is such a vicious cycle, and gaming should be what it was meant to be, an escapism. Like you know what reality is. reality sucks. Reality fucks you up the ass butt. But no. Nowadays, the games will be hijacked and they will be either propaganda tools or tools for ultimate greed. Instead that you get escapism, you get fucked in the ass. That's what you get. And people needs to understand that. And the last bastion at the moment will be the PC master race. You cannot be a console gremlin no more because you are feeding into this issue that gaming has become, which was not the same thing when I was a kid. I still think that the
Alright, tell
PS2
me.
was the best console
And we
ever.
get to the second video.
Oh, we can do that, of course. I'm holding the fort here, no issue.
Alright, you ready for the second video?
Of course, I'm ready for the second one.
Alright, this one's longer, 17 minutes, but this will be the last video we cover. And it's about the more Nintendo stuff, so.
Yeah, I'm super drunk though.
I am like, I'm not drunk, but I am high as fuck, so.
Oh, okay, you high as fuck, I'm drunk as fuck.
So-
Yeah, that's a good combo.
So that's why I decided to make food, because I got the little munchies.
Yeah, I should have eaten, but I did not.
Alright, let's continue.
Might be the funniest thing Nintendo can do, or at least could allow
I
possibly
like
to me,
Funyuns.
just happened. In that Dragon Quest just announced that they are releasing a game solely as a Switch exclusive. Dragon Quest is releasing a Nintendo Switch exclusive game. And if you're not aware of why that might be specifically funny to me, I'll explain real quick. One, Nintendo is suing Pocket Pair. Nintendo is suing Pocket Pair over Palworld, over patents that they got after Palworld announced that Pocket Pair announced Palworld. And one of those its patents in question, one of those game mechanics in question, is the creature capture mechanic. I am working on a prior art database of prior art for all the potential video game mechanics
what
out
I
there.
said
So
in the
potential
first
video
place.
game mechanics will be.
Oh my god, that's the thing that I said in the first place. Fucking Pokemon stole the fucking creature capture feature from Dragon Quest in the first place.
Yeah, they did.
I'm old enough to fucking remember this shit. Because I played Dragon Quest before I played Pokemon. I was like, oh, that's a Japanese version of it. And I didn't think anything about it. And now they are making fucking lawsuits at other people who use the same mechanic. We are fucking going full circle here. In the fucking simple logic and reality, you cannot sue people for game mechanics. That is like fucking suing Van Gogh for inventing a certain style of painting. Are you fucking retarded? Sorry, my rant is over.
No, you're good, but you're telling the truth. Like,
Yeah, I
can't
always
sue-
try to
You
tell the
can't
truth.
sue for similar game mechanics. Like, just because someone uses the same game mechanics doesn't mean they stole your game.
Yeah, you can of course sue them. For example, you invent Spider-Man and someone makes their own Spider-Man. You would be like, oh, wait a second. Actually, I invented Spider-Man. What the fuck are you doing? Yeah, that would be.
That would be
legitimate
fine because
claim.
they're stealing the name, but like, Power didn't make Pokemon. They just made a different. They made a game.
Yeah, they made Palworld.
They made Power, but they had a few similar game mechanics, but they didn't copy Pokemon 100%.
No, they did not. I mean, no one can deny it. They did have their inclination and their idea. Like, what is Pokemon if your character is more active and you can shoot and fight alongside them, which is an enhancement. What they should have done is, in my opinion at least, is bringing them into the ship of Nintendo and saying, yeah, actually, we take your idea, we take all of your people, we take all of your creative process, and we take it into our company, and we make you a subside of Pokemon, like that there will be the Palworld brand under Nintendo. They could have merged That would have been the easiest answer to all of this. I mean,
They
I
don't
wouldn't
want to do
say
that
that
because
it
they're
would.
in it for themselves.
And I wouldn't say that would be the best solution whatsoever, but from the point of Nintendo, that's what they should have aimed for. But no, 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 no. They aimed for, hey, wait, this game mechanic that I stole before I even had it, I patented it, and now you need to pay me fucking monies. That kills your company, so you are not a competition to me. It is so fucking weak. I really
Mhm.
hate those money grubbing, greedy peoples on this planet Earth because they don't understand shit about fuck. They always destroy good things. They are just too greedy for their own good, and they don't even know how destructive they are. It is just disgusting. And that's the only word that I have for this. It's disgusting. But let's go ahead with the video. I'm sorry I ranted too
I
long
agree.
again.
Unpatentable, because anytime someone tries to create a video game mechanic, there'll be so many examples of prior art of it that there won't be anything really unique that you can do to make it patentable. One of the most common examples for the creature capture mechanic patent that I get, that mechanic specifically that I get, is Dragon Quest V. So many people have submitted Dragon Quest V as an example of a creature capture game to put into that database. Dragon Quest V and Shin Megami Tensei are the two most common ones submitted for the creature capture mechanic. So the fact, and Dragon Quest is made by Square Enix, not Nintendo. So the fact that Nintendo is actively in the middle of a lawsuit over creature capture mechanics in part, and then they just allowed as a Switch exclusive a game by a different developer that displayed that mechanic that they're suing for 4 years, I believe. I believe the first Pokemon game came out in 1996, and Dragon Quest V came out in 1992, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I know
If I
that.
don't, I'll pop.
Oh, yeah, I know.
That's the thing. I know that
They
Pokemon
basically
did
stole
not
it from
invent this
Dragon Quest.
mechanic in the first place.
They basically stole it from Dragon Quest, and
Yes.
also putting the same game they stole it from on the Switch exclusive.
Yeah, that's the thing. I said this at the start of the stream that I know of personal experience that Dragon Quest had this mechanic before Pokemon did. To me, it was like the I mean, a Dragon Quest did feel kind of Western based and in its style and stuff. And when Pokemon came out, when I played the blue version, yes, I played the blue version, not the red one. When I played it, I was just thinking to myself as a kid that, oh, that is the Japanese version of Dragon Quest. Meaning I knew from the start that they stole the mechanic. And I didn't see it as stealing. I just saw it as another version. I was very kind to them and thinking you didn't steal shit. You just made your own twist on it. But now they are like this. Are you fucking serious? That's like people who are suing German people for making a movie about Snow White. That is what it is in a nutshell. Actually, I'm very sick about that one. The fucking term IP, now I own it. Nah, 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 nah. That's not
It
that's
makes you
no good.
wonder what Dragon Quest like. Did Dragon Quest make some shady deal with Nintendo that gave them the patent rights to the game mechanic?
I mean, I cannot speak about the quality of the games. That is something that people need to decide for themselves. But when it comes to the timeline of inventing the shit and then patenting it, yeah, they are in a very bad space here.
Because it's
It
like, shouldn't
really
Dragon
is.
Quest be the one that patents the game mechanic instead of like? I don't agree with them doing it either. But it's like, if someone was to patent it, why couldn't it have been Dragon Quest instead of Nintendo?
Yeah, because they were not pieces of shit that even thought about patenting fucking game mechanics. I mean, you will always pattern like your storyline, your characters, the style. For example, If someone would make a game and call the main character Cloud, like in Final Fantasy VII, and make a similar story, everyone would see that it is plagiarism. Like, yeah, I'm just doing the same thing but cheaper, or trying to make it better or whatever. But it will be stolen. There will be real creative effort be stolen. You cannot do that at fucking simple game mechanics, and you cannot do that if you stole them in the first place. That's why, in my opinion, Nintendo has not a single leg to stand on. They need to fall flat on their back, and yeah, the butt. You know, the one, the juicy thing, the two cheeks on your behind. Yeah, they needs to fall on this, shit their pants, and cry in fear because they made a big mistake with fucking suing Palworld. They have no leg to stand on whatsoever. Like, they really piss me off with this action. It's just so stupid to do that. How can you even be that dense that you would sue someone stealing a game mechanic?
I mean, it's like
when
it's
you
like
did it
suing
yourself.
somebody. It's like suing someone that stole your money, even though you stole the money from a bank yourself.
Yeah, kind of that deal. Yeah. Actually, that is a good comparison. Yes.
Yeah, because that's what Nintendo did. They are
They
suing
they
for a game
complain about
mechanic that they
stolen money.
stole.
Oh my God, you are so smart. Oh yeah, they are complaining about stolen money. Oh, you stole the money that I did? Oh my God, how dare you?
Is this unemployment news? What do you mean unemployment? It's talking about the Nintendo lawsuit. Fucking dummy.
Of unemployment news. Okay, that
Up
actually
here,
is
that
kind of
explains it.
funny.
But the fact that they're allowing us a Switch exclusive, a game that is being used as an example of prior art against them, at least when submitted to the database, is insane to me. Is one of the funniest possible outcomes to me that there could be. But we're gonna watch real quick the trailer that Square Enix put out that they're putting out for the Nintendo Switch exclusive. This was actually put out by Nintendo. The one I'm watching from is put out by Nintendo on YouTube. So we're gonna go ahead and watch this and see just how closely it's infringing upon those patents, because it's hilarious to me that this is one of several examples we know of now of Nintendo allowing games that technically infringe upon the patent that they're suing Power over on Nintendo Switch. So here we go.
Okay.
I am gonna have to. I already know I'm gonna have to mute the sound here because I'll get a copyright claim. Like 9 times out of 10, these game trailers use copyright music, and then I'll just immediately get a copyright claim. I don't want to deal with that, so I'm gonna mute the sound here. If I have to pause and explain why I paused or what I'm talking about, I'll give a little detail. I do love just this, because like if you really want to squint at it the same way a lot of Nintendo stands do, you can squint at quite a few of these and be like, oh, this is kind of just very the same as a Pokemon, but these all came out before Pokemon. So like if you
all this came out before Pokemon, and there's a lot of similarities I'm already noticing as it is.
I see one that I really want to have.
One?
In the second line, on the right side, the second one, it looks a bit like a kitty. Oh, that one is super cute.
This one?
Yes, this one, yeah.
I can barely
That one
see
is
that
the
face.
cutest one of all of the bunch. And all of what I see, that one takes the cake. It is the most cutest one. I want that one.
really want to
They
look
don't
at it,
have a
the
good
Nintendo
system.
stands that are saying that a lot of pals are the same as Pokemon would say that this is Psyduck. They would compare this to Gyarados. Right here, Charizard, sure, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, see, there's all these comparisons, Charizard, Gyarados, all that, but it's like that's all.
I don't. I need to be
them.
honest here. I was playing Pokemon all my life. Not a single one of those feels like a Pokemon to me. Not a single one feels like a cheap copy. I mean, there is the bat in the middle of it, like between the golden yeah, the bat. Yeah. How does it look like the bat in Pokemon? It just does not. Are you fucking claiming bats now? How far do you want to go with this bullshit?
Yeah, the bats are not the same.
None of these look at all like them. I'm not saying they look anything alike, but I do love that, especially since these came first.
Oh, there was an octopus. I like that one. Ooh, scary.
Honestly, the funny
Scary
thing is, a lot of these monsters give me more Digimon vibes in the weirdest way. Like,
I don't like
that
the
one
unicorn,
looks.
though.
It reminds me a little bit about.
I have not played. I've played
That's a
Palworld,
duck
but I've not
doggy.
played Digimon.
Oh my god, that's a duck doggy. That's so funny. See, those pals are way more inventive than those stupid Pokemons. Seriously. That is really good. That actually impresses me.
It does the goofiest looking motherfucker. Not this. That one kind of looks like this, but that guy right there reminds me exactly of what the Ghost Digimon does. I can't remember what his name is, but there's a Ghost Digimon that does that same biting motion. Two girls are lost. They meet a fairy. They gain that. So right there it says they gain the power. They're lost in Withered Wood. They gain the power to turn monsters into friends. That's hinting at the capture mechanic. What? Okay,
Oh,
so
she's
like
riding
I
on
did
the
watch
cute
this.
one.
I'm gonna be.
Oh, look at it. It's so cute. It's okay, I need to admit. It did kind of remind me of the Bulbasaur.
Mhm.
But this time it has like well, what is called the Jesus lizard kind of
They can
leaf
tell they took a little bit of inspiration from it. And that's what the same Power falls. Like Power will do the same thing, take a little bit of inspiration from them, and then they're suing them over it.
yeah.
100% honest with you. I already
And it's not full on copyright. Like no one's claiming that. It's just they've literally done the same thing Pocket Pair's done, and they get mercy, but Pocket Pair doesn't.
Well, I already watched this trailer, but because I got a call halfway through watching it, I muted my mic and then forgot to unmute my mic and continued recording. But yeah, so I'm aware of some stuff that's coming up.
Go ahead.
But so what's about to happen? What's about to happen is at the core of one of the mechanics. What's about to happen is she's going to walk up. She's going to make contact with that guy. They're going to enter a battle mode. So one of the mechanics specifically talks about a change in game mode. Now, when it's going after Pocket Pair potentially, when it's going after Powered potentially, I believe it's talking about the fact, it's referencing the fact that in Pokemon, when you get into a battle with a Pokemon, the screen changes, you enter into a completely different framework of the game, and you have the battle going on. In Palworld, I think it's trying to reference the fact, oh my god, burp. It's trying to reference the fact that the music changes and now you're fighting, but like you're still in the game world as it exists. You're still like capable of moving around, and if you want, you can just leave. So I never thought that one always kind of smelt funny to me. I always wondered, was that directly going after Palworld, or did they just throw that in there to make it seem more like Pokemon? But like that one never passed the sniff test for me. But this one, you're about to see. That is exactly how it happens in Pokemon. You make contact, except for in Pokemon, a lot of times it's tall grass.
Oh, it's not only in Pokemon; it's also in Final Fantasy and shit. I don't have any other examples. I'm stupid as fuck, but that's why because I didn't play this genre too much. I only played Pokemon and Final Fantasy, but there are a load of games that have this mechanic. Why didn't this Disney? I called them.
See, and Palworld has a different mechanic because Palworld you can just beat up the monsters. You don't have to get into battle to beat them up. Where this one, you have to confront them and get them into battle. Whereas Palworld, you can just beat them the fuck up.
Yeah, I think Palworld
Palworld's
is
like
way
more
more
realistic
active.
with it than the other games.
Yeah, it is way more active and saves you many much time. But I would say that this round-based combat is nothing new whatsoever, and
No,
Nintendo
it's
also
not.
cannot claim this mechanic. They try to claim
Especially
a catching
when
mechanic that
this came from this game way before Pokemon. So this
yeah,
is
definitely. I mean, I would claim I'm unsure who did it first, but I would say it was Square Enix with Final Fantasy One, if not something before that. That I just don't know because I'm not even that old. But I'm pretty sure that there were games before my time that I was born that already had the system of battle. So what the fuck are you even doing here? I'm going. I'm so tired of this. I'm going full circle again. You cannot put a patent on a gaming mechanic that existed for years. Are you retarded,
especially
Nintendo?
years before you even started doing it.
Yeah, that's the issue. And just you claim, yeah, it's mine now, and now you need to pay or else. What the
Contact,
fuck
but let's
even
say
is this? No,
like
go
Legends of
ahead. Go
Arceus.
ahead.
You make contact with the Pokemon somehow. There is a like splash screen. You into a different game mode that has a different view, a different perspective. Your character is behind that. Notionally, in Digimon, it's also very similar to the way Digimon battles happen. In fact, the fact that using HP MP is
Oh,
very
I
similar to the
forgot
way
all about
Digimon
Digimon.
is. Um,
No, go ahead.
but you enter into that different like kind of game state, and this is more directly similar to the way Pokemon does it than Digimon or than Palworld is altogether. So that is already a thing. But right now it's talking about, oh, you can scout the monster. Show of force, you scout it right here. This is also directly in violation of one of the patents that Pokemon has against that they're using against Palworld. Because if you recall,
That was just so stupid. That's one of the patents that they tried winning, and it's like, bro, you cannot claim that's yours when you're stealing it from another game.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we on the
when
same page
you
here.
cock back a sphere in Palworld and you aim at a creature, it pops up a likelihood of success, a likelihood of capture success of that creature, of that pal. That is something that Nintendo included in their patent, a visual display of likelihood of success.
Yeah, they did. They include the success thing in the patent, saying that that's directly taking it from them, saying that they are the ones that own the patent and they're the ones that created the idea. But
Yeah,
they
that is
lined up
just
their
a dick
oath.
move. Let's be honest, it was just a dick move. Like I put the meat on the table and now it's mine. When I actually know that I didn't come up with it in the first place. And even if you did, why you make a patent on it in the first place? Games and mechanics should be shared all over the place. You should never ever have sued this company in the first place. You stupid fucks. It's just disgusting. I don't understand this thingy about the IP. Not now I own it and now I can destroy it. I'm looking at Disney with a very strengthful eye because they are the main example what happens if someone steals your stories and then just fucks them up. And you have no right to anything. Stories, games, all of those things, they need to be shared and enjoyed. They are called escapism, you pieces of crap. So fucking deal with it and act accordingly. But yeah, nah, you cannot do that. Mm-mm. You are ruled by fucking monies and greed and fucking propaganda and shit. I have so fucking much hatred at you. I cannot even find the words no more. I mean,
Now,
seriously.
Nintendo,
And
as
no,
far as
go
I can
ahead.
tell, the only time I can remember them having that in a Pokemon game is in Pokemon Go, and it's not nearly the same effect. In Pokemon Go, it's the color changes based off the likelihood of success. In this and in Palworld, it is directly a percentage. It gives you
Yeah.
a percentage chance of success.
Yeah, so technically, Palworld didn't really even rip it off Pokemon Go. When Pokemon Go doesn't do it fully like Palworld did it. Palworld just fully ripped it off with the
I think
percentage.
that system is not only better, but it is definitely different. So for
It's
me, the
definitely
lawsuit
different.
is definitely fucked up in the first place. I mean, they are closer to Dragon Quest than Palworld is closer to Pokemon. Like this is a new version of it, a better version, if you like to say so.
Says
How are you even fucking able to sue them? That's what I'm asking.
They're
There is
only able to sue
no
them because they
basis.
got unlimited money. If they didn't have unlimited money, they wouldn't even be able to sue them like this.
Hmm. But if you think it from a logical point of view,
Well, that is a
it has
logical
no
point. That is
basis.
reality.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, okay, you got me on that one. The reality of things is often illogical. Yeah, very much agreed. Um, I said agreed. You know that in the word agreed there is greed. Yeah, I'm being more smart than I should. Mm, fucking greed all over the place.
but then
Always.
it's also about to flash 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Just like the way the Pokeball does. And if I recall correctly, one of the patents specifically mentions they're like
The PAL spheres, yeah, the patent mentions the PAL spheres, saying that they're copying the Pokeballs.
is
Not
a
really.
patent.
I think it feels and looks very different. I will have, of course, a bit of the notion that yeah, it is a bit of Pokemon being an active shooter, kind of fucking summoner. But even catching them, I did not have this at all. I played many fucking Pokemon titles, and catching them in the ball was just random. You would just wait, and it would just randomly happen. There would be not a percentage fucking tile that
Yeah,
tells
so
you.
it's like that's something Palworld added that wasn't in Pokemon. So why are they the ones patenting?
Yeah, they enhanced on it. As I said before, Pokemon was closer to fucking Dragon Quest. Are you fucking kidding me? And now you're going after them. Yeah, of course you cannot go after Dragon Quest because they were before you. So why you go after anyone? Oh, I remember. The word is greed. It's spelled GREED. Yeah, that's what's happening here. As always, always the monies, always the monies. I hate humans so much. But go ahead, please. I'm
And you're
getting
not
really
wrong. It's like
fucking
that's the
angry.
thing. It's like why that's the thing. They can't go after Dragon Quest because they got it before them. So why even go after Pokepair for something you've done yourselves? Oh wait, it's because you guys are just fucking greedy and you guys think you can patent shit you stole. It's like you can't do that. You can't just patent something you steal just because you make some shady deal.
Yeah,
Mentions
the
like
funny thing is, this
the
rotten world actually does allow that. That's the main issue. That's how the world runs, all over the place. It does make sense to a logical person. It doesn't make sense to a moral person. But the reality of the thing is that this is happening like on a daily basis,
All right, let's
and,
continue.
and that's the reality. Yeah, please. Yes.
vibration of the ball that's indicative of it. I can't recall directly if that is in one of the patents that they're using against Palworld, or if that was just late, like an earlier patent or something. But it's displaying the likelihood of success right here in direct violation of the patent. Now, the one thing I will say is if we watch this right here, that's how she did the show of force. That's how she did the scouting. That's how she did the attempt to capture. She did not launch an object at a field character, which is kind of one of the core things of, I believe, claim 1 of both of those patents that they have that are about the creature capture mechanics is the launching of an object
was
at
no
a field
Pokeball.
character. That might be the way around this, but it's still kind of sus, kind of suspicious here that they are so directly violating this patent on the Nintendo Switch store. Now, right there, it says win it over, it'll fight by your side. They did the scouting, they captured the creature. The creature is now on their team. That would be in violation of the patents too, because that's one of the claims that's made is when you do these things, the creature joins your team effectively. Now, again, the one thing I'll say is they never launched the field object, so the fact that it's not in violation of claim 1 might make it not in violation of the claims of the rest of them. But in reality, to be in violation of a patent, you only need to be in violation of one claim. But the way those patents are written, the way the patents that are being used against Pocket Pair and Palworld are written, the claim 1s and then like the claim 17s and the claim 20 somethings, because they have like 3 different independent claims. The claim 1 is the independent claim, and the other claims are dependent claims, which means the other claims are just amplifiers onto claim 1. So the fact that they never maybe violated claim 1 might be an indication that they're not technically violating the following claims, but it's still like it's kind of close there. But the only reason I'm saying they might not be in violation of claim 1 is because they never technically launched an object out of field character.
Ask me again why I hate humans. How greedy needs you to be to sue for this in the first place? It is so sad to see humanity unfold on itself and showing how fucking broken and gross we are. This is fucking escapism. This is a game. It is aimed at children, and you only think about fucking monies and doing things.
That's how these
that
companies
make
are.
any
That's
sense.
because that's the thing. When you have billions and billions of dollars, you always want more and more and more. You can never get satisfied. You always want to keep better and getting more and more and more. And that's why a lot of billionaires are shitty people, because they're willing to do everything to be ahead.
Okay,
Even
here's the funny thing.
And that's why, and not only that, but Nintendo wants the reputation of the #1 monster capturing game, and they beat Dragon Quest in the ratings wise, and seeing Palworld come out and Palworld actually, doing good and actually keep doing a lot better than Pokemon in terms of, graphic designs and making game mechanics run a lot better in better situations. Nintendo upset, so in order to protect Game Freak and Pokemon, Nintendo's going to sue for the patents and make sure that Palworld deletes the patents that are making the game look good, so that Nintendo can destroy the competition.
Yeah, okay, I can concur with that. Yes. I'm yeah, that's true. I mean, I see it way more darker and way
No,
more.
it is dark, but you got to understand the motive, and the motive is to simply destroy the competition. And that's the motive.
Yes. Thank you for seeing that. Yes, that's the only thing, and the word that I always will it end with is agreed. And I don't understand. If you have that much monies already, or why you are pushing for more. I will never understand this. That is just
It's
again.
because if they ever make a big financial decision that bites them in the ass, or they lose all that money, they always want to make sure they have more and more and more, so they never get taken down.
That's the funny thing about Nintendo. No one can take Nintendo down, to be honest, because all the franchises they own that no one else can use will always sustain them in a steady cash flow. So I really don't understand this notion of super greed at all. Like they leaned over the balcony and they fall their face because they actually showed people how fucking greedy and stupid they actually are. Am I wrong about this? I
No,
don't
you're
know.
not. But they're also not just protecting the greed; they're also trying to protect their reputation as well, because they want Pokemon to remain the #1 monster capturing game. And Power coming in with these game mechanics, they see that as a threat. So they got to be
Yeah,
sure
of course,
by
there was
taking
fear. I'm very much in agreement with that.
by taking every loophole possible to shut down Power. That's what they're doing.
Yeah, I'm very much in agreement with that. They actually did have fear. that their monies would be stolen. Because there is now a capturing game that people like more. A funny thing is, people really like Palworld.
They do.
It was a good game, and it has decent numbers. It's not a failure, and they really hated that, and they come down with the whole brunt of their strength at it, which just tells me the word of the end is greed. But yes, also reputation. So yeah, you made me aware of that one. Good, good to you. Yeah, you did see a bit
That
deeper than me. No,
battle.
go ahead, go ahead.
Now here's another one. So this, as far as I know, what they're showing right here is that you can fuse your monsters together
I am
to
Weasel.
create new monsters. This, as far as I know, is not in violation of any of the Nintendo patents, but I do think it's funny because this is very similar to what Digimon does in a way, in the fact that like there are special evolutions to
Yeah, but while it doesn't matter about Digimon when that's the thing, Dragon Quest was before Digimon. If anything, then Digimon would be in trouble for the patent by Dragon Quest. If Dragon Quest chose to sue Digimon, but Dragon Quest doesn't give a fuck, so they're not going to sue Digimon over it.
Yeah, they never even touched Digimon. The funny thing is, I forgot about Digimon, but it is real. They could
for
have
evolutions.
had very much battles with them. Did they do it? Nah.
Can't remember what they're
This
called with
brand was
Digimon, where you take your two Digimon, they fuse together, they become something new temporarily. I don't know if this is temporary, I don't know if this is permanent, but also Palworld has the breeding mechanic where you can breed two different pals and get a new pal out of that. It's not
Yeah.
patented at all. I did just kind of think that was funny. I thought this was a little funny when I saw it, just because it's like, this is also just copying something other games do. And I don't have a problem with it because all games do that. All games are copying something another game did, at least at some point in it.
Yeah, so it's like it doesn't make sense why Nintendo is suing Pocket Pair when they have copied other games in the past, and they've literally have copied the patents they're suing for from Dragon Quest, from other games that they were inspired from. So why can't they get inspired by other video games but Power can't? It doesn't make sense.
I never did. I mean, it kind of makes sense if you see it from the lens of greed, which we are both not capable of because we are just not people like that. I mean, I
I know
can
people like
still
that, but I can
understand it.
understand the greed mindset, even though I don't agree with it. I can understand it's like they want to make sure they remain on the top no matter what. They want to make sure they get the most money. They want to
Yeah,
make sure
yeah.
that no other company has an advantage to harm them.
Yeah, same here. I was about to say that, but you were faster. I agree with that. Even if people like you and me cannot see it for themselves acting this way, we both understand why people do it. That is this knowledge is really destructive to your soul and mind. Because you understand why, but you don't understand why at the same time. It is super stupid. To me, at least, it is. It
I mean, I
always.
understand why Nintendo's doing it. It's basically on greed and protecting the reputation.
Yeah, I did not look at the reputation part too much, but yes, actually, that is very important. You did touch on a very important puzzle piece at all of the situation, and it actually is a major puzzle piece. I did not see it. I just saw the greed, um, but I did not see the reputation issue. Mm, my head hurts really bad.
So I don't
I
necessarily have a problem with that. I just
I
did.
think
I
I
wanted to call
need
attention to
to
that. That's kind of similar to the Digimon evolutions. That's kind of similar to PAL breeding. And as far as I know, nothing in Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh fusions. Again, these are reminding me more of Digimon than anything. That's a Pokemon right there. But that's a fucking Digimon. That's a Digimon. That's a Pokemon, but that's also kind of a Digimon. That is a Digimon, dude. That's basically
wanna
Digimon,
see
but
it.
slime instead of shit. That seems more like a Digimon than anything, little demon boy. That is a little bit of both, but honestly, when I see weird dinosaur like that, I get more Digimon vibes than Pokemon vibes. I know Pokemon has the dinosaurs now. Digimon had them first.
Oh.
I love this little dude right here. I don't know what this guy's name is, but he is just the cutest little guy, a little duck-billed dog. And I kind of want this as a pet, but I also am a little worried about how horrifying this would look in real life, like a dog with a duck bill.
Oh.
But yeah, that's that. So like that's the end of that. We saw this part where it's like it might be in violation of Nintendo's patents. It might not be in violation of Nintendo's patents solely because of they never launched an object at a field character, which means that claim 1 might not be satisfied, which means the subordinate claims, the dependent claims, might not be satisfied because claim 1 was never satisfied. But I do just find it very, very funny, very, very interesting, and it's very entertaining to me. The fact that the game that with the prior art database is one of the most cited examples of a creature mesh capture mechanic, and most commonly, anytime I do a video on one of the Nintendo patents, specifically on the creature capture mechanics, people are like, well, what about Shin Megami Tensei and what about Dragon Quest? Because those things did this first. How can they patent this? So I find that very, very funny. Now, one of the things with IP law and the way that it works is, so like there's a few different things with IP law. There's copyright, there's trademark, there's patents. Copyright, you're given it inherently. The moment you release a published work, that iteration of the published work, that representation of the published work is copywritten. You don't have to apply for it. You can apply for it to give you a little bit of extra protection, but you and make it official. But you have the copyright based on the day that it was released, or the day that it was published, rather. Trademark, and they ended up suing them for trademark infringement, I guess. But one of the ways you could get around that is if you're aware of a trademark infringement, you just, at the very least, and maybe this isn't going to be nearly.
That's the end of this, to be honest. But that's the thing. Basically, Nintendo was exposed for being hypocrites, even though they stole from Dragon Quest. But they're still, trying to sue Pocket Parents. Like, bro, they steal video games. It's like all these video game companies steal from each other. The fact that they are even trying to patent stuff they stole. It's just insane. It's like it's not fair to Pocket Parents. It's not fair to other games that get expired just because they took something that they took from something else. It's like, okay, who cares? If they want to use some more idea, let them. Like, it shouldn't be that big of a deal, but it's that big of a deal, and that's the thing. Nintendo lost the lawsuit. They fucking lost. They're gonna basically only end up getting 30 to 60K from this whole thing, even though they spent millions. So they were unable to bankrupt Pocket Pair, and yes, this is a loss for Pocket Pair, but it's not the end of the world for them. They're still able to survive without $60K, even though they don't make as much money as Nintendo. They still have decent amount of money where 60K doesn't mean shit to them. You know what I mean? So they're able to lose that. So it's like Pocket Pair's not going anywhere. Nintendo failed to bankrupt them. Nintendo is going to, hopefully this sets a precedence of, hey, these lawsuits are not worth it. Don't try to patent it, stupid shit, and all that. You know what I mean? Don't patent it game mechanics. Because at the end of the day, it's like game mechanics are not something you should patent it. Because at the end of the day, it's like they're going to use similar game mechanics. Like, oh my gosh, you use fucking ball, whatever. It's like, who cares? You have any more thoughts to add to this, Lilith, before I decide to end the show? Lilith, there?
Yeah, I'm there.
Seems like you're passing out. Do you have any final thoughts on the Nintendo and Palworld lawsuits ending?
Well, I think I kind of covered it. I'm just so disappointed that they got so greedy suing people for something they stole in the first.
But I'm disappointed too, but at the same time, I'm not surprised because I know that's how a lot of corporate companies are. You think Nintendo's the only one that acts like this? No, tons of gaming companies act like this. Nintendo's
I'm very much aware.
One. And that's
I'm
why
very
it's
much
just,
aware.
that's why it's like I'm not really surprised because you see this happen all the time. It's like, yes, it's wrong and all that, but at the same time, it's like for me personally, it's not shocking because it's Nintendo's a multi-billion-dollar company. They have the money to do it, and the fucking greedy
Yeah,
motherfuckers,
you're totally
they're
right
able
about
to
that
get
one.
away. They're able to get away with stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're right about that one. It's just same old. Like this is nothing new no more.
It's
I
not
saw
nothing
I
new.
saw I saw everyone do it. Now I should be surprised that Nintendo does it. I still will call a Nintendo Pimptendo because it wants to make you pay out of your ass like a bitch, and then they are even suing people for even more money. I mean, what the fuck is wrong with you? I just I have issues with that,
I
but
have issues with it
then
too.
personally, actually, I don't have issues because I own a PC. I'm PC master race. I'm not a console gremlin for like 2 decades. So these issues don't concern me too much personally.
Uh,
But watching the downfall of all of the great consoles is very disheartening because the PS, Nintendo, and even the Xbox that get late in the party anyway, they're all pieces of shit now. And everyone that defends them is to me just a console gremlin, and that's just what it is. You defend those rotten practices, all of the greed, and you are the one person that actually make it happen because you are paying for this shit, for the console, for the
all
games.
right.
You are giving up your fucking ID for a PSN account that gets stolen like it's nothing. Um, who is really at fault here? The greedy companies or the stupid people that actually still buy it?
I mean, it's
That's
kind
a
of
big
both,
question.
but it is definitely stupid people that keep buying it because we keep telling Nintendo fans, parents, and stuff like that. We keep telling them, hey, Nintendo's gonna scam you. Nintendo's overpricing the stuff, and they don't keep listening because they think they know better than us. It's like, no, like we do the research. We do the research of what the product is worth and all that, and they're selling slop.
Yeah,
And not only that, but they're patenting slop and all that.
yeah, it is very sad. I did warn my mother,
So
my sister,
for
and my aunt, not buying the Switch too. They all bought
So
it.
with that, I'm gonna go ahead and talk about future plans for
Okay, of
the
course. Go ahead.
channel. So, and I'll ask you for the future plan. Actually, you want to give future plans? Any future plans for
No,
this week?
I'm actually just a guest. I don't have any future plans no
All
more. I
right, so
mean,
I'm gonna go ahead and give mine. So, future
yep.
plans for the show is I will be having Tyler Dykes back on to ask and interview him about his election, how it went, and all that, because he unfortunately did lose the congressional seat of District 1 in South Carolina. He was the only America First candidate to be running, while everyone else was basically paid off by APAC and other foreign lobbies. And we're going to be having a conversation on why is it really so hard for America First candidates to win these elections. Like as soon as you say America First and that you care about your country, all of a sudden you ain't gonna win your elections in your own country. Like it doesn't
Yeah,
make
and that
sense.
always
And we're gonna
bogged
have
my
a
mind. Yeah.
whole yeah, we're gonna have a whole conversation on that and have him back on the channel. I did reach out; he just has to just give me a date and time. So we plan on having him back on if he does want to come back on. And also, other than that, too, we're just covering the we've covered the lawsuit thing, and we're gonna continue. We'll cover the November 9th trial and see if they're gonna win if they win more than 60K. But I am for sure the maximum they're gonna win is 60K, and the least is gonna be like 30K. So it's definitely gonna be like 30 between 30 and 60K that Nintendo's gonna end up winning, and that's still gonna be a loss. Even if they push it up to 90K, it's like it's still a loss in them. So we'll be covering that. We'll also keep on covering the bricks and minifig situation. Also Sunday we'll be having a show, the network show with Dignity as well, 5 p.m. EST. So stay tuned for that. And we're also going to be, getting interviews and stuff set up for the show. So yeah, we'll make sure we get all that done. But anyways, it's been It's been me, your boy Triton. Thank you to our special guest Lilith for coming on today and giving her
you're
thoughts
welcome.
on the Nintendo versus Palworld Lawsuit ending. She gave a lot of insight and she was a really good guest. And I would like to have her on again. Thank you for coming on. And this is where we end the stream. Make sure you guys hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're all new, turn on notifications so you never miss a stream when uploads. It's been me, your boy Triton, and I will see you probably either tomorrow or like the next day. I'll see you sometime this week. Peace.
Bye.
Silva, the heck is this?
Pull up, hop out, you don't wanna step into our house. You know we the gang cause we got clout. Don't step to the crew, you get knocked out. You get this blade, we're yeah, you get this blade, we're yeah, you get this blade, we're yeah, you get this blade, we're yeah.
Back from the dead, and I'm honored to fight like a noble phantasm that hunts you at night. You don't wanna try me, a demigod. I might keep your head on tight when I got the fight. Because back in my day, warriors were brave. All these masters, one here's a boring slave. I spearhead this war, you sit back and wait. Throw a javelin, see what archer is afraid. This Celtic warrior is taking shots. Don't get attached, cause I'll break your heart. I'm guaranteed to die, now don't make me start. I'd rather stab myself than let you slay my part. See, I fight to win, you know it's in my nature. When I move too fast for you laser haters, use a different shaft to hunt women later. You be screwed with just a tip, ass saber.
Shot through the sky is the angel of scorn. The known new devil with swords for his horns. He shot that up, pop up, smash like the acoustic. My blades in your eyes and you'll see what's in store. The world on my back, there's no bond, I won't break any step that you take. It's a major mistake. Mark a god between his eyes and bring heart to the floor. She'll answer that he'll be a pile of gold. Silent as a shadow when I steal your girl. Make a sword and arrow as I see it twirl. Call me lucky liar as a plot unfurl. Bow to your lord cause you're just an earl. Went from a boy to a hero. Gave up on the parts that is Shiro. Shut up to the villains, it's zero. This is the result of your fate, zero.
Pull up, hop out, you don't wanna step into our house. You know we the gang cause we got clout. Don't step to the crew, you get knocked out. You get this blade, we're yeah, you get this blade, we're yeah, you get this blade, we're yeah, you get this blade, we're yeah.
Bow to the king of the night, swinging to win it, that will is my pride. Stand in the way, be sucked up in my stride. Don't need no round table to fight you like pie, yeah. Try me once in the future, Pendragon back in the prophetic room. A servant or not, I'm from rock, I'm the ruler. Heroic spirit, not one you should jewel, yeah.
Yeah, it's the king of heroes and they want me to prove it. Barely trying, yet I'm still never losing. Half a god, I'm also half a human. Exponential power, I don't know what to do with it. Measure the skill, yeah, I have it. I'll get in their head till the end, I'm just backing. I'll take any weapon I got in my catalog when I open up the gates into Babylon.
God is victory, shooting winds I provide. Open that'll stay, to glory I'll guide my basundere. But boy, my beauty can't hide, it's all a part of me. The power inside.
Yeah, watch me rock arrogance, tear it up with my chariot and my warriors. Bringing order with gorgeous, the will, the skill to kill. I'm just warming up, yeah. So fast when I jump cast, ain't nuts when I act with the phantasm. I'm a king, living with the pride of heart. Just remember the name of Miss Kendall. Pull up, hop out, you don't wanna step into our house. You know we the gang cause we got clout. Don't step to the crew, you get knocked out. You get this blade, we're yeah, you get this blade, we're yeah, you get this blade, we're yeah.
It's a stupid one, the mic tonight. French honey that'll make you wanna stay the night. Got a sword that'll be your kryptonite. 12 hits and you'll be out, that's right. I'm the last night of the king that is struggle mate. I'll only rap for you if you got goals to get fight for my life in the world that I know your name. Got a secret that'll go and shock your brain.
Hey, what's your fade? With the second, you going great. Stick 'em up, hit 'em up, she going loony. She pulling through for the way. I do the same for my riders. School you on cue, no advisor. Hey, you should've jumped in it wiser. Hey, two on me, now it's goodbye, sir.
Nom, jaune, dark, mon raison d'être, je crois leaving my mark. I was called by the Lord, come forth and stand apart. I am a ruler, righteous in my heart, I'm so holy. Scripture by men does not own me. I was called on to act only in humility, honesty, purity, faith, you shall know me.
Get wet, told bastard with the big blade. All action, it's cold passion. You caught like you get extended. What? Air rank in the fame's global, the name's known to bring dread. Hydra, I'm full of peace, I'm a priest, I decree, taking name of your head. Yeah!
Pull up, hop out, you don't wanna step into our house. You know we the gang cause we got clout. Don't step to the crew, you get knocked out. You get this blade, we're yeah, you get this blade, we're yeah, you get this blade, we're yeah,